to ARC Tutorials. In today's episode, I'm going to explain and introduce you to Cypress testing framework. A lot has changed in the modern web application development, and so has the automation testing of the web applications. If you want to be a full stack developer or a automation QA engineer, most likely in modern web applications you would be using Cypress testing framework. This tutorial will help you understand the basics and also introduce you to the Cypress testing framework. Let's get started. Alright, so what is testing? What is Cypress testing framework? Cypress is an open source and free test automation tool. It can be used for front-end applications or at the API test automations. Unlike Selenium that you are familiar or may have heard of it, Cypress only supports JavaScript, which means that you can test and write end-to-end test, unit test, integration test for any modern web applications which are based on TypeScript or JavaScript. So, like I said, Cypress is an open source and free test automation tool which can be used extensively in the long run. It's community driven, which means it will not be shut overnight, or it's not reliable, or it's not stable. It's pretty stable, has a good community support, and it's here for the long run. It's mainly used for the front-end test automation. This tool is mainly developed to solve the issues that the teams face while automating an application. Cypress is purely based on JavaScript, which means all our tests execute in the browser. Using Cypress framework, we can write unit tests, end-to-end tests, and integration tests too. Now let's look at some of the key features that makes Cypress a best test automation framework for our applications. The Cypress supports test-driven development. That means you can start writing your test first and then backwards towards developing it. Cypress provides efficient debugging with developer tools. And it also provides us the stack trace so that you can easily track and see the failure, what's causing the issues, etc. Cypress can also provide us the screenshots of the failed tests. So you don't have to go around looking for what failed, where it failed. It will give you exactly the screenshot like what it was not able to do while running that particular test. We don't have to wait async or wait stops, etc. By default, the waits are applied till a step is completed. Now we can monitor a lot of things using Cypress, like the response time, the functions, the timers, basically everything that we need for testing and writing our unit tests. Since we are making integration tests, we'll also require us to check the network traffic. That is also supported by Cypress. We can run the Cypress tests in multiple browsers like Chrome, Firefox, IE. We can also capture videos of that particular execution just to provide more info to our QA or support teams. Now, Cypress also works with page resizing and responsiveness, which means if you are building a responsive website for different resolutions, Cypress test can also be helpful in writing those tests. Test runner is also available, which means now we can straight execute from the UI. These are some of the key features of Cypress that will make us love Cypress. I have started loving it. My team loves it. So I thought it's good that you understand it. Now, before you recommend this, it's always good to know that who is already using Cypress. A lot of good brand names are using already Cypress, and a lot of more are considering it. So give it a try and see if it fits in your project requirement if you're building a modern web application. Alright, so for more information you can visit cypress.io, which is the official website. There's a lot of good documentation under docs that you can go through, and you can just see it in action by just clicking this video, and you can see how the tests would run. I'm not going to run this video for you, but you know how to and where to run it now. Alright. Like I said, the good part is that it has all the documentation from scratch. It will help you install. It will help you get started really quick by installing, writing, and running your tests. So please do consider this if you are looking for a good test automation framework. That was the introduction to Cypress testing framework. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy this video. Please do consider subscribing to my channel to keep supporting and encouraging me. I have published few ebooks and templates. You can find them at the links arctutorials.gumroad.com. I'm sure you'll find them helpful and useful in your career. Thank you so much for joining again. See you in the next episode.